Hello and welcome to So Make. This is Donna, and today I'd like to show you my journal make. I'm using Art by Marlene products, and a full list of all the products will be in the comments below. There's masks, ephemera book, and the journal. So here I'm picking out some background, but so then I choose not to use it as a background, and it becomes a frame. So I'm mounting it onto some extra cardboard. I'm sticking it down onto some cardboard using media. I've cut it all out through the middle, so it just ends up with a nice little frame of roses, and trying to keep it neat and tidy. So here I'm gluing it all down, trying to get the a reasonable coverage and no wrinkles. Just give it a quick once over, and then seeing whereabouts the castle needs to fit. I'm just about to go and put some stencil paste in there, some gold stencil paste. I like to apply a reasonably generous amount so that it stands proud of the card. I'm using a palette, a silicone palette knife by Art by Marlene as well. It's really useful if you forget to clean your palette knife. And there we are, lift it up, clean it off, and then I think I come in here to just get rid of those little extra bits that have escaped through the edges. I haven't shown it here, but I also clean my mask off as well. So once that's dry, I'm going to apply some gold paint, and I've mixed it with like a gold glitter paint as well, all by Marlene. Just going to apply that in here with the castle to give it some extra shine and give it that cohesion of a really special princess's castle. Go all over, try and get in all the nooks and crannies between the stencil pasting as well. It just close up, it gives it just a little bit of shine and sparkle. The paste has dried really well. I gave it about 24 hours to dry, just to make sure. Again, making sure all those nooks and crannies are fully enclosed with that gold paint. So I'll let that dry, and this doesn't take long to dry, and then I'm going in to put some stars in the sky. I think I turned that stencil around at some point. I decide I don't want it that way up. So I'm masking off the castle here. Yep, there I've done it. Just turned that mask round so the stars are up the other way. And that's me clearing it up, just making sure any excess. And this is silver mask paste. And again, just applying a nice generous amount of silver stencil paste. Make sure we get some nice shiny stars in the sky. Again, a bit of a clean. Try and tidy up as I'm going along. Take that off there. Again, I do clear up my my stencils as well, take the excess off. So again, I've let it dry overnight. In this case, I think it's quite hot at this point in the summer. So let it dry, and I've also cut out that centre section of the frame, and I'm just trialling out different places that I'd like to put the roses around the frame. So these were the roses that were in the middle of the frame, and I've cut those out separately and to use and add to the frame. So I'm just putting some black marker pen around the edges because I don't particularly like seeing white edges. And what I wanted to do was this is an old piece of acetate. I think it's from some old packaging, There are a few marks on it, but I don't mind. It's not a prize winning section here, but I just cut it out and put that down. And it's always a bit tricky here because I get the red line tape out. I don't know about anybody else, but I always get myself in a bit of a pickle with this stuff because it's really sticky, and it sticks to you like glue, and then it takes absolutely ages to get the red line stuff off the red cover. So yeah, there we are. I always feel quite pleased when I manage to get a strip off. Here we go. Yep, there we are. And the last one. And I place that down. Just go around the edges, make sure it's stuck. And then I'm just trying out different ideas on which way up that frame needs to go with the castle behind it. And then I've stuck the roses down using some foam tape, just to give them a bit more extra dimension. So this is me using some sticky foam. Let those roses stick out a bit. Again, I find sticky foam always a pleasure. Kind of sticks to me, sticks to everything. End up walking around with a bit of a strip of sticky foam stuck to me somewhere. So that's that frame. What I'm trying to do here is just see where to put things, and I had an idea. Having a rummage, so get the Ferrero Rocher boxes out and just trying out that woman. And this is where I'm going to be doing the night sky. So I put a really good wash of water down. The paper's absolutely fantastic, so you can get away with loads and loads of water on this paper. And I'm trying out these watercolours, but I just needed a bit more depth of dark. So I've got some Prussian blue, I think it is here. I'll just put some Prussian blue to give a bit of deeper blue. And then I'm using the purpley Art by Marlene watercolour paints, and I love these because they've got a really lovely granulation to them. They kind of go from a pinky blue colour, and they kind of granulate on the paper, so you get a fantastic effect. And then I put some green in for the background, and I'm not putting too much detail in here. I don't need an awful lot of detail. It's just to give an idea that this is the land and this is the sky. And then the lady goes back in again. So I decided that I'd like some butterflies, so just cutting out those butterflies again from the same ephemera pack collage book. And then I'm just highlighting them, so this is a black highlighter just to give them a bit more dimension and difference between and contrast between things. And the lady, now one thing I should have done, and I kind of looked at it afterwards and I thought, I forgot, is to kind of go through her as well and give her a bit of dimension with her, just highlighting her eyes and the different features. But I forgot all about that. I got so carried away with the butterflies that I forgot to do her. So she went down as she was. I mean, she's very pretty and she's absolutely fine. But I think I'd have done some white contrast and a few black areas as well. And again, the butterflies have just got that extra piece just to give them a bit of contrast in terms of their colours. Fussy cutting those out. I got a bit carried away with these. Try not to chop the antennae off. Again, giving this one a bit of dimension too. So I've got that Art by Marlene glue there as well. That's really good glue. It's easy to get out of the tube. Just give a bit of a squeeze, and it doesn't kind of give you a great big blob. It just gives you a little tiny amount, which is just right for this sort of work. And then overlaying it with the frame just to see where to put things. The frame comes down. Yeah, trying to tidy up as I go along. And the frame goes down. And again, I decide that I wanted a bit of contrast again. So I decide that I'm going to go around the edges with kind of, it's one of the pinks, so it's like a reddy pink peachy colour. So I go around the edge just to give that a bit of edge and a bit of framing and a bit of contrast to the design. And these are the Art by Marlene acrylic pens. And again, I really like these. I'm on my second lot of the acrylic pens. I use them so much. Really good depth of colour. They dry really fast. And I find as well, as long as you're quick and you've got kind of like 2 pens in your hand, you can also blend them as well, which is a bit unusual for acrylic pens. But if you're quick, because they've got a fibre tip, you can actually blend these in with each other, get some quite nice effects. So this is just finishing that off. Again, that's my kind of piece of paper that I use for those type of things. And yeah, deciding which kind of sparkly bits I'm going to use. I think I end up using all of them because, of course, why not? And then putting some foam strips around the sides. So I've got a roll of foam tape. And again, oh my goodness, this is so sticky, this stuff. If you get your fingers caught in it, really, really does stick to you. So no glue required with this stuff. And then I find I've got a couple of gaps, so I need to just put a little bit of extra in the corner there. And a little bit at the top right too. Just faff about with those a bit. And then just fill in that gap in the top right there. I really like the way that gold has come out. Very, very happy with that. And here's me with my sparkly bits. I think I've had these for years. I bought these before COVID, and they've just been around the around my craft space. So I just thought this would be quite a nice thing to have with my fairy house. So, and this is always the tricky bit because it's so sticky. You have to try and do it all in one. So I find if you square up the bottom of the frame with the bottom of the back, you might stand half a chance of getting it straight. And I really liked this sentiment, share kindness. She looks like she's got a very kind face and she's got a flower in her hand. So I thought that would be quite appropriate for the scene. Not quite sure if she's a princess of this castle or she's visiting. But either way, I thought it was a nice sentiment to go with her face. Just giving it a bit of a framing there with the black pen, not being too particular about it. Going round and round a bit. And I liked all the little roses around the rose framing. Here she is. Oh yeah, shaky. Those were good. And the lady there. So it's a nice bit of dimension with the roses, and it kind of stands out a bit as well with the foam tape. And there she is with her flower and her 2 butterflies and a very shiny castle in the background. So I was very happy with this. This kind of was probably overall an afternoon's work. So thank you very much for watching.